triple apocalyptic Ragnarok. I still rap shifty styles. I like to stagger lots with more flows than the holes in the clothes that a beggar got. Rep definitionless, like I don't know where one thing ends and the other begins. Pseudoscience will have you stick your brother with pins. In hell they snip scissors at your back and tell you to flutter with wings and prejudge you if you stutter a thing. I live centerless and only use the given truth for whatever purpose it brings. I don't ponder where a circle begins.
Showed up in heaven, paid the toll with some golden coins that I found on top the eyes of dead thieves eroding joints. The lake of the deceased, I float on some bloody sheets tied to sticks on this Styx river, sticking amazing wizards. My arm was amputated and replaced with a trident sword. Not terrorize the citizens whenever I am bored. And every step that I take makes the world rotate. When I stop, you'll get flung into space without time and weight. Your particles get ripped apart and still the darkest chill starts to build a star and fill the void from the parts that kill. An artist's will with the mind of a treacherous businessman. You signed the dotted line, your spine's now in his brittle hands. You thought he was weak, but the way he speaks is effortless. Preaching from the peak about conspiracies that's centerless. He exhales demons that shape ideas of better bliss. But in the end the circle remains too strong to ever enter this.
It was a cold day in heaven, and the angels with their ice brands rounded up the liars, and they hacked off all their right hands. I shook mine with a Nazi punk, and I cried when he died, filled with revulsion at the look of hatred in the mob's eyes. They were gathered at the temple steps, battering the door down, so I sank into the lake, so I could hear the roar drown. This ain't a war now, more like a malicious massacre. The feathers adorning my shoulders are those of a weary traveler. I've seen the worth of a circle, the beauties in the curvature. I've learned the ways of Kali Ma by those who've never heard of her. Felt alone in company, and the ground shake under me, beseeching the priestess for peace. Good God, why won't they come to me? Nothing's free, including you or me. So I amass a friendly following and spend my fortune felling trees. What could be worse than that helpless feeling, the force of which was sufficient to send the heavens reeling? Next to nothing kneeling by the altar of anonymous, studying the skies for the signs of an apocalypse.
I spit live cinematics for 5 cynic fanatics that gripe with a hype, get 'em out of cipher ecstatic. I can tell that your dad was an ass and taught y'all nothing but distraught anger in a shattered type paths. Like fuck all them other rappers, they don't matter typecast. Though the mics trash him his battle, I don't like your white ass. I'd rather stare at a wall than rage out in a staged bout, ripping a page about how I can better withdraw. I withdraw till I don't give a fuck about the consequence. Suckle in a second.